And I totally respect that. Everybody's on their own minimalism journey, but I kind of wanted to offer up the perspective of somebody who places their financial independence above their minimalism. Because hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's minimalism video is actually going to be stop parking your cash in trash. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Ooh. So I'm actually making this video because recently I've been really into watching a lot of these like finance guru type of videos. I like watching Alex Hormozi and Iman. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to, but yeah, this YouTuber. And as somebody who also buys a lot of assets and wealth building vehicles, I love some of the things that they've said, and I thought that I would share my take in this video. Okay, so number one is parking your money into something that is a little bit more viable. And I'm going to be talking about luxury bags versus luxury makeup. And this is an exciting one, because you guys know that these are two things that I love, and I love money, and I just kind of want to talk about the difference between them. For me, I have really enjoyed buying both luxury bags and also buying luxury makeup. But one thing that I do want to say is that between the two, I've kind of realized now that I actually think that it is a better use of your money to park your money. And when I say park your money, I mean putting your money into something that later you can take the money back out of, and kind of seeing some things are worth the splurge and some things are not. Between buying luxury handbag and buying luxury makeup, there's definitely a loss of value in parking your cash in luxury makeup. So when I was buying luxury makeup and I did the whole project panning and all of that, there's really no resale value in your makeup. I understand that there is a market for it, but makeup is a consumable good that does expire. There's really like no like heirloom value to it. You really can't pass it on to your children, as opposed to luxury handbags. So luxury handbags, I think if you're gonna between the two buy them, I really do think it's probably a smarter idea to park money in a luxury handbag. There are different tiers to this. Some bags hold the value better, like maybe like a Chanel or like a Birkin. I don't have any of those, but I do see that there is a lot more resale value. Like I have tried to sell some of my bags on Kijiji and I've had better luck with that than I have with my makeup. Nobody wanted to buy my makeup. Yeah, that's just something that I wanted to mention, that I think you can have your cake and eat it too. I think you can buy luxury makeup, because if that's something that you like, buy it. But at least for me, I've realized that that is just a sunk cost. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm the only one who's going to enjoy it. There's really no parking of money. No money's coming back out of my luxury makeup purchasing the way that it would if you decided to spend the money on a bag. Okay, and number two, thrifting versus buying new. So one of the interesting thing is a lot of wealth building tips out there is about certain items or material possessions you can buy, and then the value of it appreciates over time, and then you resell it for more than it's worth. But sometimes there's not much resale value in things, and so you essentially turn your cash into trash by buying certain things. And there's this whole idea of thrifting and buying new, and which has value, and it really depends on what you're trying to do, what's your priorities, and how you value your money. So let me explain that. Thrifting can definitely give you like that vintage bang for your buck. You can get a lot of really nice things that are sometimes even better quality than getting it new, just because it isn't first hand. But if it's well maintained, you can definitely get more value out of it, as opposed to new. If you feel you need something new, something that nobody else has used, you have to pay for it, for that uptick, right? But sometimes buying new, you can buy it cheaper from the store, and then the resale value after, you actually can make a profit from this. So let me use some examples from my own personal life. So one of my close friends is really into flipping shoes. He would buy it cheaper from the shop, and then the resale value would be almost double. And I thought that was really interesting, because usually there's this notion that thrifting is the more economical way to go. And I think generally speaking, it is, but not necessarily the case. I think that it's only risk if you don't know what you're doing. I think if you know what you're doing, things can be a little bit different. A lot of common tropes out there where they'll be like,
I don't buy new, it's a waste of money, I'd rather thrift.
And I definitely agree with that. Honestly, the world is big. There's different ways to live life. But I have just seen, for me personally, is that I don't buy into a narrative as a black and white thing. I try to ask myself, like, how can I do this without turning my cash into trash? So if it's a better bang for my buck to buy something new, I will buy something new. If I feel like I can get a better deal to get it used, I'm going to get it used. So that's just something to keep in mind, that you don't have to follow blindly minimalism mantra, that think for yourself a little bit. And I think that would actually be a better use of your time and money. Okay, and number three, buying assets over liabilities. So one of the things that has really helped put me ahead financially in my whole minimalism journey is that I kept always asking myself that, is this an asset or is this a liability? And there's a lot of things in the minimalism community where minimalism, if you put it first, you will definitely lose a lot of money, whether it be like buy the best, or don't buy this, or don't buy that, or buy these things. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but I think you guys can kind of understand that sometimes certain habits in minimalism can be more expensive than the more frugal alternative. So for me, I've always told myself minimalism is a guideline, but at the end of the day, more important than being a good minimalist was being financially stable. So I've always asked myself, like, when I do something, am I parking my money into something that I can get my money out of it, or just essentially parking my money as opposed to just like straight up turning my cash into trash? And because of that, there's a lot of things that I have not bought that I wish that I could have bought. Like, a lot of minimalists have nice tech because they feel like it's something that you use often, so like let's put money into it. And I definitely agree with that, but as unfortunate as it is, even though I do agree with that, I didn't actually do that. If you guys have followed me for a period of time, you guys know that I've been really wanting to buy an iPhone for a really long period of time. But for me, I just felt like an iPhone is a liability as opposed to an asset. A phone does depreciate with value, but again, that's also not necessarily true. You can buy it secondhand and it could appreciate and blah, 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 blah. I know, but just to kind of give a general idea of what I'm talking about. So for me, I have bought assets instead for the past couple years. I actually know, since I started back in 2000, when I became a minimalist back in 2014 is when I first started buying stocks. I bought like a couple stocks. I think it was like the phone company in my country. That was like the first stock that I bought for like $50. I have been consistently turning my cash and parking it in the stock market, and it helped a lot when I sold my stocks. I was able to help pay off my student loans. Like, I bought a lot of things that would help me financially that I think that maybe if I had been more focused on being a minimalist, I would have done differently. I know that a lot of minimalists don't believe in the banks, don't believe in the stock market, and so they don't buy stocks and they don't buy property and they don't buy real estate. And I totally respect that. Everybody's on their own minimalism journey, but I kind of wanted to offer up the perspective of somebody who places their financial independence above their minimalism, because I know there's a lot of minimalism rules out there that for me, I had to go against the grain and be like, no, I think it's a lot more important for you to buy assets as opposed to liabilities, whatever that may be for you. For me, some of the liabilities that I don't buy is like, I try my best to not buy a lot of clothes, because like, I'm not here trying to flip clothes. Like, I'm not a clothes flipper. Like, I literally just buy what I want to buy and just what I want to wear. And when it's ratty and has holes in it, I declutter. Like, it's really that simple for me. Because of that, I try to buy just a good couple quality items so I don't have to buy too often. And instead, like, I use my money to buy other things. So like, I bought crypto, I bought stocks. Hopefully in the upcoming year, I can also buy properties and real estate. So I've just tried my best to position myself in a place where I park my cash into something that hopefully will become an asset and generate more wealth, as opposed to buying more Coach bags or buying more luxury makeup or just more clothes. Like, losing money for me, like, I really can't get money back out of that unless I try like super hard. And honestly, like, I don't have time for that. So I hope that this video could have given you a different perspective on stop parking your cash into trash, into like actually parking it into something more lucrative, because I want the best for my little Cobra babies. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.